What's going on, guys? This is going to be a video on every one of my reptiles. It's going to be a long video, so if you're not ready to watch a decent sized video, this isn't for you. I'll start in my bedroom where all my arboreal snakes are kept except one. This is a yearling biak I just got about 2 months ago from a buddy who didn't want to care for it anymore because he thought it was too aggressive. Which biaks are known to be very aggressive out of all the green trees. They're probably the most aggressive one. But they're always aggressive when they're young. All my biaks that are adults now, they were very aggressive when they were young, and they aren't anymore. So you gotta just take your time with them. Patience. This guy, she's still very mean though. She'll bite me real quick. So that's her. It's a yellow biak. She's changing green. Starting to change now. You can see this green speckling. Now next to her, this is where I keep my emerald tree boa. He's about 2 feet long. He's getting fogged out right now. Let me turn it off real quick so we can see him better. I just actually took him out and handled him a little bit. I also uploaded a video on that if you guys want to check that out. Really high white emerald. Very tame. Easy to handle. Eats like a horse. But you don't want to feed emeralds too much because they have a slower digestive system than a lot of snakes. So if you overfeed them, they'll regurge and die on you before you know it. So don't feed them too much if you guys are going to get them. I started mine off with 1 mouse every 2 weeks. And then he started getting two mice every 2 weeks. And every once in a while I'd throw a mice in there on the off week. Throw a mouse in there. In this tank I have a pair of biaks. You see my male on the left, he's a lot smaller, and my female on the right. The female's about 4.5 years old. She's actually my first green tree python I ever got, and the snake that got me back into reptiles. She's right here. Big green tree python. This is a 2-inch PVC, so she might not look big sitting on that big thick PVC, but it's a big girl. Really clean. She just came out of shed about 1.5 weeks, 2 weeks ago. She's got nice dorsal markings. Blue. Got a lot of yellow still. Lime green. Let's see her head here. She got a lot of blue in her face too. On her nose. She's a little perch aggressive, but once you get her off, she's okay. I don't really handle her too often. I let her just chill. I let most of my arboreal snakes just chill. I got handleable snakes up in the loft. I'll show you guys. Not that these aren't handleable, but you don't want to stress them out too much. This is my male. His name is Jamaica. He's very aggressive. One of my most aggressive green trees. But I handle all of them. I'm not scared to get bit, really. As long as you're not scared to get bit, you don't put your fingers in front of their face and you hold them from the back. Just be the branch. Should be alright. He's got a lot of blue on his face too. Very pretty. So that's my pair of biaks. Hopefully they'll lock up in November for me. They're in an Exoterra, big Exoterra, 3 feet wide, 2 feet tall, 1.5 feet deep. Above them, that's where I keep my other yearling biak. She is orange now, turning green. She was a red, bright red neonate. Starting to really turn green now. Here, let me get my light so you guys can see better. If you look, you can see her really starting to turn green. She's also very aggressive. All the Beox are really aggressive until they really get to know you and know that you're not a threat. On the perch, they're almost all aggressive, but once you get them off the perch, they're usually alright. They'll strike at your other hand that's waving in front of the face, but not the hand that's holding it usually, because they think that you're just a branch. This is my female sarong green tree python. She's in a 24 by 18 by 24 Exoterra. 3 perches, sorry. 2 big live plants. Really simple to set up. Everyone thinks that green trees are so hard. You just need some sphagnum on the bottom with some maybe orchard bark to keep the humidity up. Big water bowl, keep the humidity up as well. You don't need live plants, but I like to put some in most of my tanks. Now this is her. She's going in the shed. There's another water bowl, an Arboreal water bowl I actually made myself. Suction cup and 2-inch PVC cap. A lot of emeralds need those because they don't like to go to the bottom to drink the bowl, but green trees usually will go to the bottom. She's very, 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 very tame. You could take her right off the perch without worrying. But she's in shed. I don't want to really bother her. She's got a lot of blue. You can see her black tail here. She's got a lot of blue going down her back, but you can't really see it right now. You can, but it's not as bright as it should be. Usually is, because she's really deep in the shed right now, but this is one of my prettiest green trees. Sarong. One of my favorite snakes. So that's it for my arboreal snakes in my bedroom. Now I'm going to take you up into my loft, where I keep all my ball pythons and a pair of boa constrictors. Or first I'll show you my aru right here. This is my last arboreal snake that's not in my bedroom, because I just got it and she had mites, so I'm keeping her away from all my animals. She was treated for mites and there aren't any left, but I don't want to introduce her to my reptile room yet, or any of my rooms. She's an aru from Indonesia, wild caught. She's got a lot of white speckling down her dorsal, down her spine. She's got even red on the white scales, these little red spots that I've never seen on an aru. I don't know if you guys could see right here. All of that. She got red on almost every white scale. It's pretty cool, very different. She's even got a belt on her belly, these two or three big black shiny scales. Look like they were painted with nail polish or something. So yeah, that's my aru. She's in a small setup right now, just a 12-12-12 just for now. Exoterra. But yeah, let me take you up to my loft, where I keep all my ball pythons and boas. Hold on one second. Okay. Now, this is my rack, my ball python rack, or whatever rack you want to put in there, whatever you want to put in there. It holds 9 tubs. And let's start looking at snakes. 88.7 in every tub. It says 14 the humidity, but the humidity gauge on this is pretty bad, and every tub's different because I spray each tub. The humidity gauge doesn't even really read on that one. I've had it next to others that say 80%, and that one still reads 15%. So, this is my male 2012 Sunglow albino boa. Take them out for you guys here. Very pretty. Got big bow ties or whatever hourglasses down the back. Big red, bright orange. Beautiful sun glow. Like a candy cane tail. I love how bright his colors are. This thing is literally a garbage disposal. Anything I give it, it will eat. This thing will eat 5 rats in a row if I fed it to it. I don't know if that's how all boas are, because I just got into boas last year. I got him and a female. But both of them, both my boas actually are just pigs. I'm sure they're probably all like that. His name's Apollo. He's really strong too when he grabs you. When I got him, he was always in strike mode, but he never struck. He always looked like he wanted a bite, but he's a sweetheart. Alright, so that's the first one. Next drawer we got my male high white piebald ball python. He always likes to hide under the paper towels. He just came out of shed. He's very high white. He just came out of shed about 3-4 days ago. See if I can open him up here. Show you how high white he is. I work with I'm trying at least to start to work with the piebald gene. The most out of all my ball pythons. I like the pied gene a lot. Simple recessive gene, but look how beautiful it makes the snakes. Bright white, snow white, with these pretty little saddles on the back. Perfect striping. That double stripe that pieds get. Both my visual pieds have very symmetrical patterns, because it took me months to find which pied I really wanted. I went through hundreds of pieds to pick the 2 that I landed on. This guy's name is Lucky, because he got out on me one night for like 2 nights, and I finally found him, so I named him Lucky. Even though I'm the lucky one that found him, but so is he, because who knows what would have happened to him. I couldn't close the last rack he was in. I couldn't close the drawer with one hand. I had to change the water out, and I left it cracked open and forgot, and he got out for a couple days. This is my high white female. Hold on, let me focus here. Let me get her out. Female ball python pied. She's really deep in the shed right now. Her eyes were cloudy yesterday, but this morning they're not. So she should be going in the shed within the next day or 2. When a snake sheds, they get really blue and their eyes cloud up. And then it goes away, and you're like, it doesn't look like she's going to shed anymore. But that's actually the day or the next day when the snake will shed, even though it doesn't look like it. It looks like it already went through shed. It's weird. But yeah, she's a 2012. She's like 820 grams right now. So she's got another 1.5 years. So she's ready. 1.5 years, 2 years. I like to wait extra. I'd rather wait extra time than hurt your animal. It's not good for your animal's health to breed it right away. Put her back. She's full of rats too. All my snakes get fed a lot. Next we got a female, 1,500 grams. She's ready to breed, but like I said, I like to wait a little extra. I'll breed her when she's about 1,700 or 1,800 grams. This is a normal ball python, but she is het for piebald. Now, I'll show you how you can tell, well, that some snakes, if they're het or not for pied. Now, a lot of snakes have this, but this is one marker that it's a Heteropod, where the tail right here down the spine, it's a stripe here. A lot of the normal ball pythons have that, but that is one teller. Now, if you look underneath, there's trackers, what it's called. See these black lines that go down the sides of the belly? That's an obvious Heteropod. A regular snake doesn't have that. See those trackers? That black line all the way down the belly? That's special. That's how you know she's a het. She'll produce some beautiful pieds. Probably either gonna put my male piebald to her or my spider het pied, get some spides. But I don't want to put a het to a het, so I'll probably just put my male to her this next season when she's ready. Above her is my female sunglow, albino boa constrictor, just like the other one I showed you first. I just got her a couple months ago, and I got her for a really cheap price because she has a kinked tail. Usually sunglows are like $300, $350. I got her for $200 cash out the door, no tax. It's not going to affect her breeding because her vent is back here. And, you know, it's not like it's the male where the hemipenes are back there. But she's pretty. Not as pretty as my male, but she's still pretty. She has nice bow ties, hourglasses, whatever you want to call them. Very tame. All my snakes are pretty tame except my Beox. Nice look at those muscles on boas, man. She's full of rats too here, so I'm not going to take her out for too long. I don't want this video to get too long, but shit, I can't fit all my animals in a 5-minute video. I got too damn many. Up in the top here, this is Leonidas. He is a spider male, het for piebald, 100% het for piebald. So he can create spider pieds and all that good stuff. Big guy. Not big, but he got big quick. He's a 2012. He's about 950 grams, so a year old. It's pretty good. Eats like a horse. He's got this spinny, the head tilt like a lot of spiders do with the genetics. They got little genetic problems. He'll sit there and wiggle his head around. So in here I have a divider in a 28. These are all 28 quart tubs. On the left here I have a Mojave male. Let me get some light on here. Damn. Mojave male here. Beautiful Mojave. Really, every time I open the cage or the drawer, he always strikes at me. But let me try to put this light up here. Okay. So that's my Mojave male. Now next to him is an in-shed blue-eyed leucistic female. 2013. She's about 85 grams, still very small. She'll probably shed tonight or tomorrow night. She was really deep in shed last night and the night before. But you can notice, you can still see her blue eyes even behind the shed, but not as well. I always wanted a white diamond. That's what they call the blue-eyed leucistics, the white diamonds. It's a lesser, she's a lesser to a Mojave. Now, this is one of the nicest snakes I own, along with my pieds. I've always wanted a blue-eyed leucistic. I just got her a couple months ago. Reptiles are addicting. I'm sure you guys know if you're watching this video. Spend all your money on them. But it's an investment. You get your money back. So that's this tub, the Mojave and the blue-eyed leucistic. male and female. Okay. So I'll take you down here is another big female hepide. She's got the same markers as the other one underneath. I'm not going to take her out and show you guys because it'll probably take too long, but she's beautiful. You can see she's got a lot of, let me put the light up again. She's got a lot of blushing here, here, right here, compared to my other hepide where it's just dark, you know. It's gold and then all this is just black on my other snakes, but she's got blushing and stuff on the gold. It's cool. She should probably make some really pretty. See her markings? See those tracks I was telling you about? She doesn't have them as solid as the other girl, but they're still there. Not all of them have them as well. But she's also over 1,500 grams, so she's ready to breed, but wait till she's a couple more 100 grams. I'll bring you up to, I believe, the last tub. Tub number 9. Another divider in this one. On the left here is a 2013. It's a spider, female, 100% heifer pied. Trying to make some spides with her. I'll put a male pied to her when she's ready in a couple of years. Beautiful snake. Little reduced pattern. No head wobble on this one like my other spider. She's just solid snake. Eats very well. Ate about 3 mice in a row last week. And next to her I have a pastel late 2012 female. Pretty pastel. I'll probably put my buddy's male pied to her or mine. Just get some bunch of pastel het pieds and a bunch of het pieds. Or I'll put a bumble male to her or something like that. I'll figure it out. We got plenty of time. So that's all my snakes in my loft. Now I take you guys downstairs. Okay. Let's go downstairs.